By number 9, New York City skyline. Smelling like the fucking world is mine. Pull up white Moussain West, call it the Amistad. And the Amiri's 5+5+ text. Backwood 3-5 plus wax. We go to war 4-5 plus max. Bundle in my pocket 9-7 Air Max. Put the desert to your chest, I made wax. And I could get you pushed for 8 stacks. Just know when you tryna get cheese, it's gonna be racks. We gon' spin your block and up the stats. It's up, then it's up, that's facts. I Pyrex in the stove and get your racks. Go ahead and cross me, I get you whack. I'ma shoot that bitch until it sit back. I got 100 on the way, gift wrap. Get a job, please, nigga, I'ma sell keys. That right. Throw a stick.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Yeah, we back again. Wrap your brain around that shit TV with your host with the motherfucking most. They call me the Dutchieman, a.k.a. Mr. GWC, a.k.a. Stay away from motherfucking flea. You understand me? And to the left of me, I got my guy. You already know. I call him my meanie Mac, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people like to call him Shannon, ain't sharper than him, you know, and a lot of other things, you know what I'm saying? But today's Wrap Your Brain Around That Shit TV is going to be something different. It's going to be something that touches me deep, because this is something that's been deep rooted in my family since, you know, my conception and my birth. We're going to go into the boxing world today, man. Like something that's deep. The actual world of boxing. We're going to touch on some things. We're going to talk about some things. We're going to enlighten y'all on some things that y'all don't know, even about your own town, speaking to the Philadelphians. To the rest of the people in the world, you're going to just get a great show on what Philadelphia has to offer. Okay? So today, we just going to jump right into it, right? We have the WBC number 7 in the world ranked.
Right.
What's the weight class we at, baby?
Super middleweight. The best super middleweight in the world.
Facts.
Say it again for me, Mac. I like how you, I mean, because Shannon ain't sharp. I mean, he just smooth with it. What's the weight class on me?
Super middleweight.
Super middleweight. Number 7 from the trenches in Philadelphia. Jesse, hard work, Hart.
Give it up.
Yeah, y'all got to give it up. I got to give it up for the guy, man. I got to give it up. Jess, what's up, homie?
We good.
What's
I'm
up,
glad
baby?
to be on Wrap Your Brain Around That shit.
Fresh.
Hey, listen.
I came on this to do the truth. I don't want to do none of that other shit with it, how that shit be like edited and all that. Like I want to give y'all the real. So any questions need to be asked, we gonna answer them.
Yeah,
I ain't
that's
do
how
an
we like it.
interview.
We like the real.
I ain't do an interview like in a while because I be shying away from that shit. Cause it's like they want to edit, they don't want to pitch with your words out correctly. They don't want to say what you said correctly on this show. I know.
Oh no,
Dutchie, I know you.
Oh no, we gonna. Hey,
you gonna do it right. It's gonna be the real. It's not gonna be
if we ain't gonna do it right, we
flim
ain't gonna
flam
do it
shit.
at all, man.
All right, if we ain't on that flim flam shit, we gonna do it right. This the show. This the show where you can come on that, and I feel comfortable.
This episode of Wrap Your Brain Around That Shit TV also has been brought to you by Cast Studios. Make sure you guys get over there if you need anything done, camera work, parties, et cetera, et cetera. Make sure you get over to Cast Studios. All right, let's jump right into it, man. Mac, you want to jump right into it?
Might as well.
All right.
I don't see why not.
Okay.
Who ass you want to whip, Jess?
Yeah, fuck it. Jess, who you want, Jess?
Who ass you want to whip?
I got a top 5 list.
You got a top 5 list?
I got a top 5
Who your
list.
top
Who's
5
tops I'm on?
ass niggas ass you on?
I'm on.
Is this 5 to 3, 2, 1?
I want Edgar Berlanga. He's at the top of the list. Edgar Berlanga's at the top.
Oh,
of the
number
list.
1, Edward Berlanga, the Puerto Rican guy.
Edgar, Puerto Rican. Edgar
Boringa.
Yes. I
That
want
was
his
the monster.
No, he's not the monster.
He's not the monster.
Lamb chop is what I call him.
Damn, the lamb chop.
Yeah. Rack me up, but give me a rack of lamb.
I just had lamb chop yesterday.
You trying to take him to
I want
Roof
some,
Chris,
yeah,
huh?
I
You
want
want a
some,
rack of
yeah,
lamb
I
and
want a
some
rack of
palm
lamb.
frites,
Yeah.
huh?
He's
You want
on
the Del Frisco's
He's on the
pup.
top of the list.
Who else ass you on? All right, we got Edward
I got
Berlanga.
Edgar Berlanga. That's the first one.
Yeah.
You got Jamal Charlo.
Jamal Charlo, that's the bigger one? That's the 160?
That's the bigger one. Yeah.
Okay, that's the 60 pounder.
In the interview, somebody said, well, fight Jesse Hart. He said, fuck Jesse Hart. I beat Jesse Hart the fuck up. So if you feel that way, saying those words about who I am and disrespecting that, you don't even know me.
Fight me.
We never. Then let's rumble then.
Okay.
What we gonna
When
do?
you say my name, is a rumble started. That's where that.
Three, all right, that's 2.
That's 2.
It's a fight behind that.
Yes,
huh?
it is.
It's a
I'm
fight
coming.
behind that.
I'm
Yeah.
coming in.
Them fighting
All
words
gas, no bricks.
down north.
Yes, they fight. When you say fucking, you know, then you got Caleb Plant.
Caleb Plant.
Caleb Plant.
Ain't you familiar with Caleb Plant?
Yeah,
kinda?
we fought in the National Golden Gloves together. He was bigger. He was at 178. I was at 165. I won. He won.
Hold. We not. You went 85-11.
Yeah.
Right.
He was number 1 light
heavyweight.
light heavyweight
And super
and
middleweight.
middleweight at
And
the
all
same
in the
time.
in the same year.
Right. In the
Right.
same year.
Right.
Yeah.
In
Right.
the amateurs. Right.
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 Okay. Now let's finish your list off because I want to touch on that. But I just want to let when he
right.
says these things, you
It's
got to
2 more.
remember.
It's 2 more.
I want the world to remember this guy left the amateurs 85-11.
Facts. It's on Google. It's there. Who else I want? Caleb Plant, Edgar Berlinga. Who else I say?
Jamar Charlo.
Jamar Charlo.
Charlo, you want it?
And that other kid, I like him, but I just think he's big and he's getting over. I want David Benavidez.
Benavidez.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like Benavidez.
I want to
too.
fight him. Yeah, my
You wanna
brother,
fight
my brother
Benavidez?
like him. My brother cool with them boys actually.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Matt cool with them dudes. Like he
Yeah.
real cool. Like they
Yeah.
cool. They
Yeah.
buddies.
Okay.
But I told him I won't whoop his ass. It's like
I mean, you know,
I told
Just
Big
been on
Bro.
his ass. Just been on his ass years ago.
Yeah,
He
I've been on his ass.
too on the low.
Yeah, he
hey,
has.
and
Like,
listen,
I could
my
tell.
thing is,
I can
Yeah.
tell with them
We-
boxers.
They been
I
coming.
already know Philly ain't.
No, we ain't duck no wreck. You know who I'm with y'all fight though.
I already
Fuck
know.
is you talking
I already
about?
know. Big Bro really cool.
Yeah.
No, Big Bro really cool with them dudes.
So let's
You
get
got
into
4. Who else? Who the last one? I take before I retire, before I fight, and I know he's able still. He just
Yeah, but
retired.
Jess, I want what's that one fight that you feel as though you gotta come in this fight and beat the dog shit out somebody.
Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo
That's what
Alvarez.
the fuck I'm. Now
That's
wrap
the
your
last
brain
one on the.
around
That's
that
the last
shit.
one on the list, because I feel like, you know, when other fighters lose, they talk about it, they bash him. I took my L's on the chin, but when he loses, like they make excuses for it. The guy was too bigger. Floyd Mayweather is this. He lost twice. They just try to erase the shit, and that shit ain't cool. So in order for you to become it, the board just beating Bivol, and they didn't broadcast it. They just, we getting along. We gonna move on.
Basically.
Like they ain't blow it up, they ain't make it big,
They
they ain't
still
make it big
making
enough.
pound for pound
They ain't
number
getting the
one in the world.
adulation. He's
Over,
still number 1 pound
you
for
know,
pound on the pound for pound list.
Earl and Terrence. And
Excluding
it's like
Terrence Crawford, excluding Earl Spence,
yeah, like
excluding these different people, and they just exclude that shit. So I feel like the one ass you gotta whip is Canelo Alvarez, and if you whoop his ass convincingly enough, I think you're gonna get the recognition you're supposed to get. As Bivol, I think Bivol did a hell of a job. Used
No,
his
he did.
size, used his weight, kept him at the end of the range,
did.
kept him
He
in,
did what he
in
was
punching
supposed to
range.
do.
He did everything he was supposed to do, and he didn't get the
No, he
recognition
did.
for it because of the people still accept Canelo Alvarez as the pound for pound fighter in the world. So that's the last fighter on my list that I wanna defeat.
Now around that shit. Okay, so over here at our TV show, right?
Right.
We like to get into the history, you know, where things derive from, the
Right.
derivative of it, right?
Right.
So, boxing, yeah, you're a champion.
Absolutely.
We hands down, you're a champion.
Absolutely.
But you're also the son of a champion.
Facts.
Eugene Cyclone Hart. We're gonna send our respects out to the people before, you know, before
oh, for sure, he a legend.
before
Right.
the glitz, the glamour when
Just
boxing
know.
was boxing. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
When the real
like,
shit was going there, when contracts didn't step in the way of us fighting each
Yeah.
other, when business
Yeah.
wasn't in the way of us fighting each other. See, that's what's going on now. That's why my dad, I feel like my dad really
we gonna get to
a
that.
bull because
We gonna
Pop
get to
ain't
that.
get his just due. They fought, all Philly fighters fought each other. They was all scared to come here.
they
at
was
one
all
time,
scared to
just.
come here and wasn't no contracts involved. Wasn't no contracts.
Everybody was fighting each other.
Everybody was fighting each other. And
Everybody was
we
fighting
got the
each
best
other.
fighters in the world still to this day, I think. There's
No,
a
I
lot of
believe
water
so.
shit going on, but the teaching that we had from the teachers that was before,
No, for sure.
this shit trickled down. Philadelphia got the best fighters in the world. I
Hands
believe.
down. There's no place like Philly.
We gonna give you a rumble. Growing up, like I said, we will move around the neighborhood. I would be moving around my neighborhood, which down 28th and Burks, North Philly.
Shout
That's
out
where I'm
28th
from.
and Burks.
28th and Burks, that's where I'm from.
North Side.
My brothers, Amin and Damon, they had me. They would be good basketball players, and you know, I couldn't find my niche in there. I couldn't like really grasp it. I really couldn't. I could play ball as a tall, but I knew that wasn't for me. Like you sense it as a kid. Like no, Jess, you always getting picked last. It's like no, this ain't it.
This
You know what I'm
ain't it.
saying?
Right.
You know what I mean?
So the first time you went to the gym was what age?
First time I went to the gym, my dad took me at 6 years old. And I remember seeing David Reed, Zaire Raheem, Malik Scott, Anthony Thompson. Who else?
Fast Eddie Chambers.
Eddie Chambers was later on with
Later on,
when we
yeah.
went to Schuler's. But when I first went to the gym, it was the rec, 26th and Master. I seen David Reed, Zaire Raheem, Anthony the Messenger Thompson.
You going back,
Who
Jeff.
else, man?
Damn. They was in that
Cheesesteak.
motherfucker.
Cheesesteak. Cheesesteak, Calvin Davis.
Philly cheesesteak.
I seen all these guys, all these fighters.
One punch.
One Punch. Yeah, man. He
One
came,
Punch
he-
Car. Shout
One
out
Punch
One
Car
Punch.
was he from South Philly, but he used to come down to wreck a lot too.
Yeah.
Like he used to steal
He
game.
always did.
Like
He was
game.
never there.
Like when
What
they
he
wanted
say,
the
Jeff?
game, when they wanted the game for real, you had to come down to wreck. Like you couldn't be good. Saeed Hawkins came down to wreck. Was from the wreck. I'm talking about a list of fighters that I named: Tyrone Brunson, Louis
Yeah.
Robinson. I'm talking about good
The wreck
fighters.
had some smoke.
I'm talking about when you
Yeah.
went in there, it was like, we got every weight class you want and who you want to box. Because all these niggas want to fight. They hungry. Everybody wanted wreck. And it was like, it wasn't about the, you mean?
Everybody wanted
And-
wreck at the
It was
wreck.
just wreck. It
and
was
I
dog
think-
fighting.
And
It
that's
was
what my
gone.
dad brung me to that shit.
He
Like to
wanted you to
see
see
what's going
He
on.
wanted you to see.
And then that, and when I got a taste of it, I'm already from it. I came out my dad.
Right.
I'm from him.
Right. And your
So when
dad
I-
come from the era
of-
of the just
right.
let's
Yeah.
pound for pound beat the shit
Different
out of each
era.
other.
Right.
Different
it ain't
era
even
of
really
boxing.
about the money. We
No.
just gonna fuck each
We
other
gonna-
up.
I want wreck.
Different
I want
era.
my
And they
recognition.
gonna talk about this shit because word of mouth back then was everything.
Everything.
I'm
So-
not gonna lie. To me, that was like a golden era boxing.
I think that
When Pop
was.
Box, Hagler, and
Yeah.
Leonard and Hearns and
Nobody was ducking
Roberto
nobody.
Duran.
You
Like,
couldn't hide
everybody
behind
fought each
contracts.
other. It was like it wasn't
Yeah.
no network or
It just don't stop. It don't stop. Once you conquer your state, once you conquer your city, you gotta conquer your state. Then once you conquer your state, you gotta conquer your region. Once you conquer your region, you gotta become the best fighter on the east side of America. Then once you conquer that, you gotta meet the best fighter from the west side. Best fighter from the west side, which is California, different shit like that. And then you have to, once you conquer the United States, the U.S., then you gotta cross that water. It just never end. Like it seems like it's never gonna end. And you better know how to swim, cause they gonna drown your ass. So it's like to be number one at 2 weight classes to represent America. I could have went at 178 pounds or 165. I chose 165 because that was my natural weight. I was number one in both categories. I think that meant so much. People don't even realize. In my gym, in a rec, yeah, Fred said, when my dad said, David Reed the only one who did that. You know that? He won at 56 and 47. We stayed at 56. I won at 65 and 78. I was the second person to do that. So it was like something that Dave did, as inspirational as he was like, damn, this is me. This is my thing. This is what I'm good at. I'm good at rumbling. And when I knew I was a real fighter, it started actually in the neighborhood. My brother Amin used to always come get me. They used to always tell him, yo, your little brother is why he keep fighting everybody, why he want to fight everybody.
Hey, damn.
at
Every day.
Just in his fucking bag.
every day. My friends,
Doing
everybody.
something.
Somebody say
doing
something I don't like is a rumble.
Real shit.
it's-
like,
It's a rumble.
It
It's a
was
we got a
every
rumble.
day
I
with this
wasn't
dude,
too talkative as a
It's put your fucking hands.
yeah. And we got this picture. We got this picture I always put up on his birthday. I mean, birthday used to be like we used to say it's me and my little nephew Najee, but I'm mad because I just got finished fighting and he came to get me. It's like I remember that day distinctively.
All right, go, man.
That's
Yo,
pieces and
yo,
No.
that's crazy.
No.
That's crazy. Okay, so you like I said, all right, 2011,
Right.
you dominate
Right.
the Golden Gloves,
Right.
right? And within a year, you go pro,
Fighting on the biggest stage in the world. I didn't
But-
have a home start. yet.
right to
June
Manny
2012.
Pacquiao's undercard.
Right.
Mhm.
I didn't have. I didn't even. See. That's what people don't understand. What you just said is very important, Dutch, because people don't understand how deep that is. We seen Mike Tyson ringside. We seen. Man, my brother. My brother. I
we
mean,
seen
went-
everybody. We
and-
seen
and
Pacquiao.
everybody
we
was
seen
so. I'm talking about. We seen the
damn
best
near
fighter.
every
We seen
fighter
Floyd
that I
Mayweather.
used to watch on TV.
We seen them.
We
The
seen 'em.
actors.
That
The
fight.
And you
we
rumbling
seen.
this
I'm
night.
rumbling
You
this
know what I
night.
mean? Like
Yeah.
you just not seeing them. It's your
No,
turn. It's
it's
time.
real.
You rumbling.
No, it's real. You know, a lot of Philadelphia fighters. They started in Philly. They start at the arena, what 2300
No, you right
arena.
up on the man.
They got it at the Blue Horizon. They got it at here. They got it at here. They shipped me right to Vegas. Like, no, you're not.
Do not pass go. Go to
Hey,
Yeah,
the biggest joint.
the biggest
At
fight
the
in the
time,
world.
go.
Just you carried it.
Yeah.
I was.
Hey,
carried
just
it.
What?
just
Did I?
Listen, you
tell
carried it
Dutch
for
the
Philly
story.
with
You know,
that
I'm gonna
one.
tell him the story.
Just tell
You know,
Dutch
I'm
the
gonna tell
story,
you.
man.
I'm gonna tell him the story.
Come on. Let's go. Listen, we wrapping our brain around this shit on this TV show here, baby. Listen, this is not a
funny
podcast,
as
my
shit.
guys.
No,
this is a television show.
This the real shit.
You feel what I'm saying?
I never really speak on this story about Matt, but we out Vegas. We seeing all the stars every day leading up to the fight because we out there a week earlier. We at the MGM Grand. We seeing people in the bet, and we seeing the actors and the people that we see on TV that we don't know in the lobby just gambling, doing all types of things. So the fight day come. We finally get to the fight day. My brother, Amin, he ringside. He in a ring. He say, Jess. He look at me, right? This was the funniest shit in the world, cause he put on his act, but he was like, Jesse, I love you.
Motherfuckers be getting killed in that joint,
I said, listen, right before you about to bring somebody to
That's
their
my brother,
demise,
man.
listen, right before I'm about to bring somebody to their demise, I'm hyped. I can't wait to get my hands on this nigga. I'm ready. Man, look, the adrenaline going. I'm here. You see Mike Tyson ringside. You see all this shit going on around you, Dutch, and the adrenaline going. I'm heart coming out my chest. I'm like, I'm ready. I want this shit. And then you see your big brother like, I love you. Put his head down. I'm like, you scared? I knew he was scared. Yo, he was
He had shit on
That's
there.
the first time.
Hey, man, you thought bro was gonna get pickled out that joint? They killing motherfuckers in there.
I knew what bro was capable
He knew what bro
Oh, all right. I'm just saying, sometimes you look at your brother like, bro.
It's just boxing one of
Mike
them sports,
Tyson
though.
and them,
Boxing ain't basketball.
Okay, so this is one. This is the first one.
professional
First pro
fight.
joint.
Right,
You get in the ring.
right.
Who's outside of the ring?
You see Mike Tyson. That's all I
No.
keep
I'm
saying.
talking about family wise. Who's outside of the ring?
I mean, I think my sister Sonia was there.
Mm.
My cousin Viola was there.
Mhm.
My
Mike
mom,
Raw
my
was
mom-
there.
Mike Raw was there. Mike
Mhm.
Raw. Mike
Mhm.
Raw was
Was there.
definitely there.
Shout out Mike Raw.
Shout out Mike Raw. Back to basic seafood. Family. A lot of family was there, and I don't remember so much of
No,
everybody.
the reason why I asked you that because I wanted to know what the odds are already stacked against you being in this big ass light. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's how I was feeling.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes
Shit up.
a lot of people can't handle the light, and I commend champions such as yourself who can handle the light, because not only did that night change your life, but you from that night went 16-0.
Right.
Yeah, that was your beginning. Your beginning was
Right.
16-0, and 85% of your bouts were first round fucking knockouts.
Right.
What did that feel like to just go from Golden Glove beating the shit out of everybody you could beat the shit out of, and only 11 people getting away,
Right.
to now it's on, and you were signed with Top Rank, or are you still with Top Rank at this time?
No, we're gonna get into that.
Okay.
We gonna
Okay.
get into that.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I think that knowing what that feel like, I felt and I still feel that way to this day. When you could bring another man to his demise and feel immortal in a way, I wanted that. I wanted to feel immortal. I felt like no mortal man can handle what I can. I'm complete devastation. I can bring you to your demise because I can punch, I can knock you out, or I can beat you up for however many rounds this fight can go. And I've brung the best. I brung to see somebody who think they can't lose to complete devastation, to bring them to their demise. It's nothing like that feeling of fighting. See, basketball is different. You can pass the ball. The shot don't have to be on you. It could be on your teammate. You can't pass some gloves. It ain't on the trainer. It ain't on nobody else. That shit is all up to you. Everything that you do in that ring is up to you. You can't blame, man, you missed this shot. I seen an interview, not to change subject, but I seen a documentary on Cameron, and they was doing a basketball team together, and Cameron took the shot and he missed, and Mace cried.
I remember that footage, and
Amin had the,
salute to Cam, my old label mate over at Entertainment. We need to get you over
Shout
here
out
on
to
Wrap
Cam.
Your Brain
Facts.
Around That Shit TV too.
Facts.
Oh, I'm coming for all of my
When you-
friends,
Right.
my industry friends. Oh, I'm
Facts.
coming. We on the way. We're on our
Wrap
way.
your brain around that
Wrap
shit.
your brain around that shit.
No, facts. Facts.
Yeah.
Ja, we need you too in the movie. Me just
Nigga, let Ja Rule
Yeah,
take his
hey.
socks, man.
Yeah, like I'm on the guy's lid who wrote the movie where I got robbed in it. Featuring, I mean, I love you, bro.
Hey, they was cutting the check.
Yeah,
They was cutting the check.
Y'all can take all the and all that in the world, because I was in the room with Queen Latifah, Eve, Megan Good,
Danny
Farrah
Glover.
Fawcett, Ja Rule, Danny Glover.
all of them.
You know what I mean? But this ain't about me.
Right.
You know, this about rapping
Right. Right. Right.
to it, bro.
Facts.
Like, Jess, what was your like your childhood growing up with boxing? Like I know you had to sacrifice a lot. I know you had
Right.
to sacrifice a lot.
Right.
Like how you feel about that? Like sacrificing all that.
Well, when you gotta sacrifice stuff, you always, you know what Pop always say, you got to sacrifice something for something.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want something bad enough, you'll give something up. You gotta
no
give
doubt.
something up.
Gotta give. Ain't no
Gotta
doubt.
give something up. Ain't nothing you not gonna get everything and not have to give something up.
No.
So when Pop said, explained that to me, I knew I couldn't sleep how y'all slept. Remember, y'all had to get up and go to school at a certain time. Pop got me up at 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, I remember.
You remember every morning he was getting me up as a kid.
Yeah.
I run around the block 10 times. I come in, wash up. I go across the street to get in. And that was 5 days a week. My dad did make me run on the weekends. But he said, you want to be great. And I didn't like that at first because I'm like, wow, I got to get up at 5 in the morning. And Eugene and everybody else can sleep until they got to go to school. I shouldn't
Yeah, I
have to.
had to sleep.
I shouldn't have to.
Beauty vest.
I shouldn't have to be subjected to this. Like, what's this? I didn't know the method. You want to be a champion? You want to be a champion? You know how?
Bane from Batman,
you know-
like that's the mentality.
No,
No, for
facts.
sure.
And he'll say, you know, you want to be great, or you just want to be ordinary. You want to be.
Shit. What Chin used to tell you?
Chin.
Shout out
when
to Chin.
Shout out to my big brother who I wear on my neck. I don't really wear jewelry, but this is sentimental. I don't really like chains and all that. But
Yeah.
this the one chain I had to get because it's like my brother. Like he told me and
Yeah.
Amin, he used to be in the back. We used to be playing a game. Well, him and Amin used to play the game, Nintendo 64 at the time. He used to be like, man, you gonna be like Sugar Ray or one of them boys.
You gonna be like
Muhammad Ali.
Sugar Ray or one of
You
them
gonna be like
bulls,
Muhammad
real
Ali or one of them
shit.
boys. And I was running one time, and this was in
Say
the
that shit all
summertime.
the time.
I was running in the heat. I had on this green sweatsuit, and I had my dog with me. And my dad told me to go running, and I saw Amin.
Shout out to that Greyhound just yet.
And he was like, and Amin was saying,
Dog was bony as shit.
why daddy got you running in this heat with all that shit on? With all that sweatsuit on, it's a 95 degrees. Like, what are you doing? Go in the house before you fall out. And I remember telling him what my dad told me. You got to be put in an uncomfortable situation to make the best situation possible happen. You got to be put in an uncomfortable situation to come out and make the best situation happen.
Yeah.
And I understood why he made me put on sweatsuits to run in 95 degrees and do these different things. And I was in uncomfortable situations as a kid. So when I become a man, there's nothing nobody can do to me. What you can do to me that my dad ain't already, somebody who loves you
But guess
is
what?
doing this to you.
Them uncomfortable situations now is comfortable for you.
Facts.
They uncomfortable for other people.
Facts.
Now is your comfort zone.
Facts. You can sit and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I watch you do it.
They
So
can put
now
you
it's
where
like,
they
it's
can put
nothing
you in
to
the jungle. They can put you in the jungle, and you gonna come out with a fur coat or a lion.
I'm coming out with some snakeskin socks, all that shit.
All that shit. They not really
saying
high
it's
on you.
race.
Yes, absolutely. They look at yes. Absolutely.
So,
They
I
look
can't wrap my brain around that
listen,
one, bro.
Terrence Crawford spoke on it, and that's why he's suing Tyrant. He's the best pound for pound fighter in my eyes in the world. And let's make no doubt about that. He's number one at the top of the list. Terrence Crawford, a bad motherfucker.
He's definitely.
So
definitely.
when you
Shout
look
out
at
to
that,
Terrence Crawford.
yes,
Definitely
a bad motherfucker. When you look at him
And
and what
Earl.
he stole
Love
and
Earl
what was
too.
taken from him and the money that they, made him fight for, he had to fight for, and the opposition, the opponents that he fought. Why was he wasn't in there with Earl Spence? Why was he in there with the top fighters like Danny Garcia? Because they didn't want to give him the money. And at the end of the day, they said he had to sell himself and be belligerent and act like an arrogant asshole or say different things. Again, the Floyd Mayweather approach, he had to make people hate him. He wasn't into that. He didn't want to take that approach. And if you don't sell yourself like that, if you don't put yourself out there acting a certain way as a black man in America, let's really say what it is. They're not gonna like you. You're not gonna get paid what you should, unless you make a buffoon out of yourself. And I ain't tap dancing for nobody.
Right.
I feel you on that.
So I think one of the most pivotal fights in your career was, to me, I believe, the Joe Smith fight.
Yeah.
Because in that fight, you suffered an injury.
Right. A week before the fight, actually. The matter of fact, a week before the fight, I suffered an injury.
Right. So in training,
Yes.
you suffered an injury.
Right.
This is where the heart comes in.
Right.
This is where the heart takes over the body. This is where the heart takes over the mind.
Yeah.
You go in with an injury. Still, to me, dominating.
Right.
Good performance.
Great performance because
One
you
hand.
went up in weight,
Absolutely.
uncomfortable position,
Absolutely.
but you didn't just go up to go up. You went up for a purpose.
Yes. Right.
Disrespected my city.
Right.
When that injury happened, did you suffer any stress?
Yeah, I went to a mental thing. I went to a mental like I started doubting. I had self-doubt because I said to myself, how I'm gonna go up in weight and fight at light heavyweight with one hand? How I'm gonna fight a top guy, a champion? Not just a Joe Smo, not just a guy who I think I can beat, a guy who's going to put up as much as I put up, and if not even more. When you have that on your brain, when you have that kind of thing on your mental, and going into a fight is never good. You can never second guess yourself when you're up in the ring, because in that ring, it only takes split choices. I'm sorry. You have a split choice to make a move or not make a move. It looks slow when you watch it on TV, and it looks slow but when you actually in there, you got split second timing. Split second timing caused me not to react with this hand. It caused me to think about take longer to think about the move I'm going to make before I make it because of my hand. You know what I'm saying?
And being orthodox, you know what I'm saying? Being an orthodox boxer, it's like you need both of your hands because your switch up is impeccable being orthodox. You know
Right, right,
sometimes you might be pedaling backwards, throw two jabs, and
right,
slide to the front with the right,
right,
and plant one on somebody and get them out of here.
right, right.
You might be able to jab, then right as soon as they think another jab coming,
Here come the right hand.
boom,
You're right.
hit a nigga down.
Right, right.
So,
And this is my equalizer at the. This
No,
is
I
my
know-
power
I know,
shot.
Trust me.
Everybody be thinking it's the left hook because I knocked you out with the left hook, but this is the shot I want to get off.
And right hand.
This is the bait. Now, if you keep getting hit with the bait, of course I'm gonna knock you out with it.
Right.
Bop. Oh, I don't even gotta use this. All right. Bop. Boom. Hit him with the left
Hey,
hook.
Jess,
Is over.
when that right hand land in the gym, what they say? God damn.
Now wrap your brain around that shit.
Oh, that's what
You
they
feel
say.
me?
That's what they say though.
Damn.
Yeah, with Joe Smith with one hand. Yes. After moving up from super middleweight to light heavyweight to fight a top guy. Not just anybody. We got to really, I fought a top, supposed to be a top guy at light heavyweight, went the distance, ain't getting knocked out.
And before that, you fought an Olympic silver medalist.
Sullivan Barrera,
yeah.
who beat Joe Smith.
Yeah.
He beat Joe Smith.
Yeah.
I beat him with both of my hands. So when you look at that, when you look at all the real thing, what you just said, moving up in weight and having both your hands, and I beat somebody who beat Joe Smith. I didn't think this guy was that mentally. I didn't think he was that tough. I didn't pull out the fight. And furthermore, I'm gonna speak on that with Top Rank too. I had to take the fight. I had to fight. I couldn't pull out because of different things that was going on and different business tricks and what I was told by the promoters and by the promotion company. See, that's what they don't tell people on the outside looking in. They don't tell you. They sit you there in the room and be like, look, man, you don't take this fight, we might not have another fight for you after this. They don't sit you down and fight, man, we might shelf you. We might shelf you for the next 2 or 3 years. You don't sit down. You sit down in that room, you better be prepared when you got an injury or when you don't want to feel like doing something. They sit you down just like a nigga and tell you, look, you
That's
got an
what it
injury.
is.
Okay, so you go into surgery, right?
Yeah,
Are you worried that the hand is not going to be the same when you come out?
absolutely. Absolutely, I'm worried. I think I was more worried. So of, am I gonna have is it gonna have the same effect
Yeah.
as it did before, or is it gonna keep giving me problems, or is it going to, is it gonna happen again? Why should I be able to punch hard? Why do I want to punch hard on it?
So you now it's a hesitance.
No, as of before, but right. In the gym after when I'm going into surgery more so. Damn, if I injure it again, maybe it's gonna be done.
So,
Yeah.
And maybe
let
my
me
career
ask-
be
let me,
over because it's hand injury.
and like any weight class, just
Yeah.
any fighter, any era.
Yeah.
What would be like a fighter that you would fight that would like, you know what I mean, like put you to a test you would think in like any like heavy, I don't care what era it is, what weight class, a fighter, just a fighter. Fighters fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Excluding any relationship that you have with a person.
I mean, it don't matter. It could be
Excluding-
Muhammad Ali. It could be Sugar Ray Robinson.
can be
all the
anybody.
way up to Roy Jones.
Above.
All the way up to Boots Ennis. Like, who would it? Anybody. Like, any era. I'm saying, like, who would Jesse Hart fight? And, like, it's like this.
Relationship excluded, you saying?
Yeah, relationship excluded. I mean, fighters fight.
My pop.
Papa knock you the fuck out,
weight
Jeff.
class. No,
I
my
thought
dad.
you would
I know
go
my dad would have pushed me. He would have got
Max
every.
Melon on him.
When they is a scene in a movie where Rocky Balboa, Rocky, not even touch on that. Shout out to the movie screens and the movie writers. He had to get that from a boxer because fighters feel like if they still got something left, they're gonna continue to fight. Fighters only stop fighting in the ring when they feel they have nothing left. When they feel I gave it every,
You
I
know,
have
I
nothing
think you
left.
should fight
Who?
Adonis Creed.
I feel like that's what people feel like. Like I feel like that. And for me to retire from the sport, I feel like I need an opposition, well, opponent that's gonna get.
So right now you're
all
independent,
out.
is what you're saying. Right
Absolutely.
Now,
I
right
can
now
fight
you're
anybody.
independent. Shit.
We can fight anybody. We can set it up.
Is it anybody? Start calling these motherfuckers out.
You want
goddamn.
Jamel? With Jamarcello? What's up? I'm here. You from Houston? Set that shit up.
Yeah, because he said
Caleb Plant.
like
I
you
knock
said,
you the fuck out,
he
Caleb
said
Plant.
you ain't going to do nothing.
Plant.
Sweet
I
ends.
knock you the fuck out. Like
Just
just like
like I
Canelo did. You a pat tap tap guy. You
Caleb
snowflake.
Plant-
I call
Caleb
you
Plant don't want
snowflake.
that work.
I want Edgar Berlinga. Ooh.
You want
We'll call
Edgar
him a
Berlinga?
monster. Ooh.
Just
What
'cause
I
they
do to
call
him?
Monster.
What I just cause he's perceived the media. See, people start believing in their own hype. They'll believe the media. If a person called me a monster enough times and I knock out people and I'm this big strong guy that knocks out people and I'm just animal, I'll start believing that shit.
Monsters get beat up where I'm from.
Well, you ain't gonna be ranked
You gotta
number
have-
7.
he
You
had
ain't gonna be
get
ranked
beat
number
up.
7 if you can't handle that type
No,
of shit.
no,
So
no.
You ain't rank yourself that.
I don't. See, people start believing in the hype that the media's feeding them. You know what I'm saying? That's what he believes. He believes because the media fed him that. The trainers and his friends around him that he surrounded, guys that he surrounded himself with, call him that. Them Fat Joe guys, and he be with them rapper dudes, and you a monster. You was a this and that and third. And then you get in there with somebody that's real, that will pull you in the dark. Like we just spoke on Bane. The darkness is my eye.
Yeah.
The shadows betray him. Cause that's why I was born. That's why I was bred.
Now
I
wrap
was
your
bred
brain
in
around
the
that
dark.
shit.
In the dark.
Wrap your brain around that shit. Hold on, y'all. Let's do a little quick cut because Reem left a water bottle right here that wasn't there. Thank you. Oh, jeez, Louise. I'm glad we got editing because you just left a fucking water bottle just laying there. Just thank you. I'm glad I peeped that, sir. Now, this is the great thing about this part. Where do you want to go at now? Like, what do you want to talk about now? What's the next thing that you feel as though that the public needs to know so we could go right into that?
Whatever. Even with my brother, I want to talk about my brother
Okay.
Chain. I want to touch on that beast.
Okay, let's go. Let's go
That's
there.
a lot.
Let's
So-
go there. And we're back. Why Bats? What's going on? Thank y'all again for tuning in to Wrap Your Brain Around That Shit TV, where we only keep it real over here.
Right.
So, like I said, we have a very, 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 very motherfucking special guest in this motherfucker right now. My brother Jesse, Hard Work Hart.
Jesse Hart.
Already.
Shout out.
So, you lost your brother.
Right.
Now I have a brother, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
and I know that to lose him would crush me. Because that's a person that you grow up with,
Right.
and you love to
Right.
the point where, they know the first girl you like, and
Right.
you know what I mean, what's
Right.
your favorite shows and
Right.
things like that. Like that's what brothers is. You know what I'm saying? You get into something, you going to go get bro. You
Facts.
feel what I'm saying?
Facts,
Or
sure.
bro get into
No,
something.
for sure.
He
They
coming to get you.
No, facts.
So he's one of your biggest supporters,
Facts.
along
Sure.
with Mac. You know what I'm
Gave me
saying?
the-
Y'all,
they both gave me the
No, for
inspiration
sure.
to keep doing what I was doing.
For sure.
If
Keep
it wasn't for
trickling.
my brothers,
And trickling.
I wouldn't. The motivation, the things that they said. You gotta have people around you like that. Cause in the environment that we came up in, you don't see nobody doing great things. You don't see nobody doing the good, the things in the sport world. I mean, you see different things, but you don't see nobody doing really taking off in that light. OT hadn't took off yet. TJ Worley hadn't took off yet. So I didn't have no inspiration. I'm talking about in the basketball world. So these was my brother friends, and TJ and everybody was older, a little older than me. But I hadn't seen. We didn't have nobody from our hood who really took off yet. Everybody was still in the process, and I was a kid. So when you come outside, you don't see nobody that's really taking off with it. You see them shooting ball, and you see them practicing, but you don't see nobody really taking off with it.
Yeah,
so
ain't
it's
nobody
like,
going to the A.
Yeah,
like
ain't nobody
ain't
going
nobody
to the
NBA
league.
like that.
So it's like you need your brothers to say, yo, you gonna be great. You gonna be like Muhammad Ali or one of them bulls. You gonna be like Sugar Ray Robinson or one of them bulls. You got to believe that you gonna be great. You gotta accept whatever comes with that. If Daddy get you up at 5 in the morning to run, cause we all see it. You gonna be the one. Amin telling me you gonna be the one. You gotta believe that, Jess. You keep wanting to sleep in and hang with Lil Merc and them, your friends and all that. You gotta be in that gym. You mad at Daddy because Daddy said be at that gym after he get off work. You ain't come. I don't want to go to the gym
Shit
today.
gonna pay off.
There was times where Amin would walk me to the gym because it was times I didn't want to go. In the summertime, nobody wants to be in no gym. I mean, like,
He ain't even hot as shit in there.
We going to the gym, man. Amin will walk with me to 22nd and Susan B. Moore when my dad got a gym at the King Center. Come on, man, we going to the gym. You not being around Lil Merc and them today, dog. You not doing it.
Gotta go
We
to
going
the
to the
gym.
gym. Daddy wants you there. Mommy's hollering. Daddy calling home asking where you at. You ain't there. You ain't. So when you got that motivation from your brothers, I think that shit is like they know you more than your mom and your dad know you because they get the real you. We laugh, we joke, we bid. You learn off them. They your first role models.
Mm-hmm. So what did losing him do to you? Like what did it do to Jesse as a person, not the boxer, but as a person? What did it do? Like what did it create a void in your life? Did it create I want to quit or I want to go harder?
I think that fruit, like, something in me where as though I don't want to take no more losses.
Right.
Like, I don't want to take no more losses, man. Huh? I don't want to take no more losses. And nothing. With boxing, whether it's boxing, whether it's especially family, I can't afford no more losses because I'm still dealing with that loss to this day. Like, that shit still fucks with me till this day. So when you live like that kind of trauma, you put me through that kind of trauma, and it turns my heart somewhat cold because it feels like you took something, a body. You lose a car, you can get it back. You lose money, you can get it back. You lose these different things, these items that people idolize, chains and all this shit. You can get all that shit back. You lose that shit, you can get it back. But your brother or somebody that you love, you can't get that shit back. My brother gone forever. I will never see him again. I will never hear his voice. I would never smell him walking through the door. So it's like, when a nigga took my brother, when somebody took my brother or involved in the streets, you kind of look at, that shit turns you a different way. It spins your mind. It makes your mindset different. So when that happened, I don't want to take no more losses. I don't want to take no more losses. I took my loss. Y'all put me through that shit, and I survived it. I survived. That's how I feel. I'm still trying to survive that shit. Every time we go to that grave site, every time we go to that graveyard, I start thinking, and tears come down my eyes because it's like it never gets old. I'm still not over it. Everybody else moving through life, life still goes on. But my mind's still on that day. My mind's still on that day when they called home and said, your brother dead. My niece crying. My mom had a nervous breakdown. All types of shit was going on. My mom pissing on herself. Couldn't hold the bowels. You saying that shit, you know that voice ain't never gonna come back. I lived through that shit. I saw it. And it awakened something in me that I didn't even know was there. It woke up a person that I didn't even know I had in myself. And I think that's the only reason why I really, when it was time, I didn't win a gold medal in the Olympics and the World Championships because that situation hindered me. It stopped me. Going through that kind of trauma, facing that kind of trauma, and then have to be able to keep fighting and shift off. And people got different way of dealing with things. But a loss like that, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle that shit, dog.
Let's take a cut, y'all. Come on. Oh, let's cut out. Wow. Can we take a 2 minute? All right, we had to take a small break for being human. You know what I'm saying? What we don't do at the Wrap Your Brain Around That Shit TV show is we don't dehumanize ourselves. We touched on the loss of your brother. We'll say we had to take a Chino moment, you know what I'm saying, and gather ourselves back to the discussion. And the discussion is all of these things that you went through, the loss of your brother, the surgeries, it brought back, I believe, a fire and a hunger, because now when I see you, you're on the way to the gym even more. You're on the way to go get it even more. And now you're independent, so now you're calling who you want.
It ain't this side of the street. It ain't that side of the street. It ain't you with that promoter, by myself. I walk through the door as me. I got an advisor. Her name is Kesey Jackson, and I got myself, and I got my lawyers. So at the end of the day, you don't gotta deal with a promoter wanting this. You don't gotta deal with no middleman. If you want to rumble, let's rumble. If you want to fight now, I can't speak for everybody because everybody don't own themselves. Everybody not independent. This one fight for PBC, Al Heyman. This one fight for ESPN, which is top ranked. Golden Boy, they got Denza and different things like that. On a
So would you take an offer though? Like, would you take an offer?
Would I take an offer? I mean, independent feels free. I feel free. I can do what I want. I can really do. You can really, when you independent, I can fight on PBC tomorrow.
So you say I go in the ring by myself. I'm gonna set
You
this
can
shit
fight
up by
on any
myself.
network now.
Any network I want, I can fight on.
No, I mean you fighting in the ring by yourself. So
Thank you. And
I
there's
mean,
no discrepancies on.
So you can fight anybody on any network.
Anybody can get it.
So anybody can get it.
Anybody can get this shit I got. It don't take nothing but a email. You get to my advisor, she get to you, we reach out, however the case may go. But any fight in the world at super middleweight, y'all can't hide behind contract and say, well, you with ESPN, you with Top Rank, as y'all was doing to me before. That's the lockout shit they do to you. When they don't want to fight you, they tell people, well, you with ESPN, I'm with PBC. We can't come to an agreement. Ain't none of that shit no more.
So
Ain't
it's
none
like
of that
fight
shit
me.
no more to no fighter. Where the camera at? Where the camera at? Camera's right here. Camera's right here. Right here. Whoever want to fight Jesse Hart, bring your ass. Set your people up. Tell them I want it and tell them you want it, and I'll bust your ass. Whoever it is. Whoever it is. Any fighter can get it. Edgar Berlingua, Caleb Plant,
Jamar
Charlo,
et cetera.
David Benavidez,
and Saul Canelo
Saul
Alvarez. That's your
Canelo
five ass
Alvarez.
whooping list. I remember from earlier.
Daniel J. Whoever want to
That's
fight
the ass
Jesse
whooping
Hart,
list.
from the biggest to the smallest right now, whoever. And I'm rated number 7 in the world by the WBC. I don't have a network. I don't have a promoter. All I got is myself and a lot of ambition and a will to win.
Bring it.
So with that being said, we're going to conclude this edition, this episode of Wrap Your Brain Around That Shit TV is brought to you by Jesse Wants to Whip Your Ass.
I like
Whenever, however.
that. I like that.
Shit, if you want to, DM me.
I like that.
I gave him the message.
I
you
like
feel what I'm
that.
saying? We ain't ducking no wreck over here. We
No
ain't
ducking and
wreck
dodging, no
at all.
smoke.
So I want to
No
thank you,
smoke.
brother, for coming and spending some time with us.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Over here at this thing.
I appreciate it. Let me say something. You know how Muhammad Ali had Howard Cosell?
Uh-huh.
I got Dutchie, man.
Oh, wow.
That's my
Oh,
Howard
wow.
Cosell.
Oh,
Whenever
wow.
y'all want to
You
hear
gotta talk
something
heavy
first,
then, Dutch.
whenever we
You
come
gotta
back
talk
on
heavy
this,
like Howard Cosell
when
do.
Dutch ever want to do the interview, I'm doing interviews on my rap interviews where you want it first from me personally. Wrap your brain around that shit. We'll get right into it. If you want questions, if whatever you want, you DM me or however it goes, you email me, and we'll talk about it on Wrap Your Brain Around That Shit. That's how we doing it now. Now, I ain't doing no more interviews unless, you know what I mean, it's for my man.
So fight
All
hype,
y'all-
all y'all get with me
y'all-
for exclusive Jesse Hart work. That's what we
Facts.
going to
Y'all
do.
all chop up the words and edit it away and make
Shout
me
out.
sound this the real.
Dutchieman.
Yeah, we-
AKA Dutchie Cosell.
You already
man,
know.
You know what? I'm Dutchie Cosell now. So with that being said, wrap your brain around this shit TV. I'll holler.